Alpha and Omega. I may have to hire them back. God damn, the light guys are a bunch of idiots here. Okay, Sir David the Bard. I'm coming to you from the LDS Church Garment Underwear headquarters, where we make the garments. Anyway, the Church of Jesus Christ the president of the corporation of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It's a short name. BS, BS, BS. That's what it should be called. Anyway, asked me to come down. The Mormon Church is taking a survey on underwear. I don't know if Haynes got in on it. I don't know. But the Mormon garments, the church is asking for a survey. Now, I'm going to give you a 50-year survey, okay, because I wore garments for 50 years. The little general never saw light. Maybe that's what's wrong with him now. I don't know. But anyway, they're taking a survey. Now, they want to know maybe how they can improve the garment. Well, one way is to get rid of it. That's number one right there. That would help a lot. Let me tell you, 50 years wearing a garment. Okay. My first wife, Janice. They're all J's except Mercy. Janice. We were BYU students, and I was 19, she was 20. I like older women, I really do. So anyway, we had a marriage in the Marital temple, and I'd never, been around garments, except I saw my dad wear them. My mom, God bless her, she's dead, but we didn't bury her in garments. She donated her body to science. God, I don't know if that's the zombie squad or whatever, Mom, but anyway, I've donated my penis to the Smithsonian. It was going to be shipped in a refrigerator box when I was 20. A matchbox will do now. Anyway, I'm going to give you a survey. I saw garments the first time there in Marital Temple, other than my dad wearing them around, between molesting children in the neighborhood. He wore his garments because he thought that'd protect him, and I guess it did. He never got prosecuted. I shut down his daycare center when I heard he had a daycare center. I'm sure he was molesting some of those kids. But anyway, long story long, Marital Temple, the old boy in the washing and anointing room, and in those days we had what they called a shield, and it was open on both sides. So the little general would just flop in the wind, and his buddies underneath would sway in the wind. So, I felt a little embarrassed. Mine didn't swing quite as well as some of the others, but that was in high school too. But anyway, he helped me into the garments, and it was uncomfortable. It was because he was helping me, for one thing. Well, I was pretty fanatical Mormon, and thought, that Jesus really talked to people. I don't even think Jesus exists now. But you live and you learn. So I was working construction some of my life, in between professional. When I was not graduated from BYU yet, I worked construction. I was in the Blazers Union in Los Angeles, California. We make good money down there, and I didn't know shit. But, I was like an apprentice. But, we'd get $20 or $30 an hour back in the 70s. Anyway, I worked on the high-rises, and each time we went up a floor, higher and higher, setting glass to the outside of the building, we got another $2 or $3 an hour. So we got up to the top. When the other guys fell off, they had extra money to pay us guys that survived. It was hotter than hell in California, in Los Angeles in the summertime. And I worked against what we call reflective glass. The sun hits it, and then it's like a mirror. It just reflects off. Now, the ambient temperature could be like 93 or whatever, but the damn reflective temperature was like 130. Well, I worked on a scaffold a lot with another guy. He ran one half the scaffold, I ran the other half the motors, and we'd go up and we'd set the glass. I was so hot and uncomfortable in my garments that when they went to a two-piece garment, back in the old days, oh my God, the first garment I wore, it had ties on the front of it. It was one piece. It was one piece. You could get your weenie out if you untied one or two ties. Taking a crap. I don't know how I took a crap. I don't know. Did I untie it? And no, I think it had a hole in the back, like an outhouse hole. And it came down to my wrist and my ankles, the bottom of my ankles. That was the first garment. Well, as years went on, they came into different fabrics for garments. Some of them breathe better than others. Some of them you can fart through. I don't know. I'm not a garment expert, but I am an expert here. In construction, it was a bitch. I couldn't wear that. I went through a two-piece garment. I took the top off. God damn. I'm up against that 130-degree temperature for 8 hours. There's no way. If Jesus came, he'd find me with no shirt, no garments. Screw it. Let him stand on a scaffold at 130 or 40 degrees. So anyway, that was some of my first experiences. Now, I sweat like a pig in construction. We're lifting, and we're on the outside of a high-rise. We're going up, lifting glass and lifting shit all the time, all day long. I would get a rash, and I don't mean, I've had daycare centers, so I know what a diaper rash or a yeast infection looks like. My rash, sweating between my legs because of that fucking garment. I never say fucking, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. That fucking garment gave me a rash every damn day that I worked construction outside. And when I went home, I took a jar of Vaseline, and like half the jar I'd spread between one leg, the other half, and then I would lay at night in bed letting it heal so I could go to work the next day and sweat again and have to put the Vaseline on again. It was a miserable life. Miserable life. But, when you're a Mormon, you bow your head and say yes, and then you say, well, Jesus wants me to wear these pajamas. So, who am I to say? I sweat like a pig, I have to take my shirt off. And I was in violation of the Mormon laws when I took my shirt off. You can't take the top of a garment off and wear the bottom of it. You may get disciplined, probation, or you might get disfellowshipped, or you might get excommunicated. I don't know. But anyway, those were some of my first experiences with garments, and it was miserable. So, if the church is taking a survey now, there you go. It was miserable. The other thing is my wives. I've had 6 wives, and all of them have worn garments. Let me tell you something. When you marry a girl and you see her in her bra and her panties, you go, hey, little general, look at that. And you go, let's stand up and be counted. I said, okay, go. And these women now would wear garments. Now, let me tell you something. I'm not exaggerating here. This is a half a century in this cult. Homie knows. The instructions from the church for women was that the garment had to be worn against the skin. Against the skin. So, their bras have to go over it. I see that every day, and it's a struggle. Women, it's extremely uncomfortable and stupid. Now, try to have a period. Try to have a F period. Now, I don't know if I'm an expert in periods or not. I've had some bad periods, I can tell you that. That garment's supposed to be against your skin, and so then what do? You put your Kotex over the garment, and then your panties on over that. These men that invented this stupid shit to persecute women, god damn. If I was a woman, I would have really protested. So, when you see your wife in bra and panties, you're married. You see your wife in Omar, the tent maker's garments, it's like a burqa. I'm not even curious what's under it. It's so stupid. It's so ugly. And, of course, all day long, when the girls go pee-pee, it stains the garment. You look at that son of a bitch and you go, geez, Reformed Egyptian. The Romney look. The little general says, I'm out of here. God dang, I'm out of here. And she says, well, don't you find me cute? And I go, well, that's like when the woman says to you, is my butt bigger than hers? There's only one answer. Of course not, honey. It's tiny compared to that Volkswagen junk in the trunk, but there's only one answer. If you're a young husband, don't be stupid. Go, well, don't even hesitate. The answer is immediate. Of course not. You got a tight, cute little butt. And she gets in the bucket seat of the car, and it swallows the bucket seat. So, women in garments is stupid. It's unsexy. It's dirty. In fact, I would say it's filthy. And to try to have a period in a garment, you got to be nuts. You got to be nuts. Even taking a crap in a garment is crazyville. Now, the other thing is, especially in construction, you're lifting all day, men especially, you're going to have, I was going to say a treadmill. Dementia. Oh, I hate this dementia. But I have to laugh at it because I think I'm funny when I say the wrong words. The rest of you, I don't know if you think I'm funny. But anyway, when you're lifting all day long, especially in a one-piece garment, that son of a bitch goes up your butt, and it's gone where no man has gone before, even gay men. And when you come home at night, you got a skid mark on there that looks like a racetrack. Guy ran off the racetrack, locked the wheels, and you look at that and go, hell, that did go where no man or toilet paper went before. Now, I'm just giving you a survey here, Mormon Church. This is 50 years with the garment. 50 years with the garment. Now, my third wife, Jeannie, oh Lord, there's a case, returned missionary. She had boobs that came into the room 5 minutes before she did. And I like little boobs. I don't like big boobs. I don't know. I just like little boobs. So she wore garments. She had a rash under her tits. We were married 18 years in that marriage. For 18 years. Red as hell. Sometimes, all the time, would put powder under there because of the garment, making her sweat all the time. And, you get in bed, and you look at her boob, and that looks okay, except you look under the boob, and it looks like there's been a fire. Some arsonist has been under there. There's my experience. You want the truth? The Bard don't lie. The Bard don't lie. So anyway, the garment of the Mormon Church is not comfortable in a million years. Now, here's the other thing. I've had some cute wives, and I'm proud of that. I've had cheerleaders and all kinds of different wives, and they all have their strong points. When a woman can't wear, now, my scar from quad bypass is right there, but I have cleavage. I have cleavage. And when you're a Mormon woman, that garment, you have to cover it. You're not allowed to have the garment show. That's sacred, and it's secret. So anyway, she can't wear anything that's sexy or that's nice. You can't wear anything that is sleeveless. When you're married to a Mormon girl in garments, she can get to 600 or 700 pounds. You don't even notice. You don't even notice because, you know what a two-bagger is? Some of you older people do. Okay, two-bagger, when a Mormon woman is wearing garments, you throw a bag over her head so you don't have to look at her, and no one knows who she is. If you're a man that has a two-bagger wife, you put a bag on her head, and you put a bag on your head, in case hers blows off, for one thing. But the other thing is, you don't want anyone to know, you're out on Mount Everest with no lanyard and no skis. You're just going to roll off that son of a bitch. You better have insurance, Jumping Mount Everest is... it should be a new sport with garments. Now, here's the survey. Mormons, apostles, and Jesus. You want a survey? You got it. From the Bard. Bard, don't lie. Try having sex through a garment. Now, do you know what it's like to push the crotch of a garment up into a vagina with a penis? It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And she's screaming, wait, wait. Well, they always do that, but the garment is disappearing. And the general says, get the hell out of my way. That damn thing can be nasty at the end. And, I took my meds. I took 1 dose of the meds, so I'm a little better. Not much. Garments and penises don't match, okay? Now, talk about skid marks. Doggy style. Doggy style. The general goes, hey, ow, ow, ow. Oh, she knows what that means. So, the garment's there again. Talk about a skid mark, and it ain't yours. It ain't yours, brethren. It's sister skid marks. So, anyway, you want a real survey of garments, Mormon Church, you got it. Right here. And you don't need any other surveys. I am not alone in this experience, okay? Now, the other thing is, in our house, my mom used to run around a little bit naked. She wouldn't be, exposing herself, but she'd run from the bathroom to her bedroom naked. And sexuality in our house, or nudity in our house, was no big deal. Never has been and never will be. I don't go nude with young girls in my house. I don't do that. I just think it's inappropriate. But I will run around, in my underwear with a t-shirt on sometimes. And when you have garments, a lot of times you run around the house, I did as a man, because it covered everything. Things I didn't even know were there, so I think there's a lot more running around garments in the house. And the other problem with garments is you can only get them from the church, and they are expensive. They're not cheap. Back in the old days, they wore out real quick. A little higher quality at the end here. And you better have 10, 15 garments, because you have to change them every day. It's underwear, you have to change them every day, and you can't run over to Walmart if you're on vacation and you've lost your underwear. You got to go to a church place, and the only people that can buy them is someone who has a current temple recommend. So if you're an inactive member but you've been endowed, how the hell do you buy garments? See? Cult. They force you to stay active. They want your tithing money on that temple recommend. You can't buy underwear. What do? You go, topless and bottomless because your garments are worn out. They do get holes in them, and they look stupid under clothing. Because, see, you can see this hole here. Jesus, I dressed up for this video. God, there's 3 or 4 holes. When you're old, you can't see shit like that. My little ones will come to me, the little kangaroos, and they'll say, "Big Kangaroo Dad, your shirt's inside out." I said, "I want it that way. I can wear it twice." I turn it inside out when it's dirty. But the holes are still there. I go, "Oh, okay." So anyway, Mormons, brethren in Jesus, if you want to know about that damn garment, the Bard knows. The Bard knows. And so, try to have a period, men, in a garment. Try to have a period, and obey, obey, and obey. You put that garment up against your skin and everything else over it. Technically, she should have to bleed through the garment onto the cotex. The men in the Mormon Church, they humiliate women, and cult, see, she's guilty. She's always going to be guilty every 28 days because the garment isn't against her skin. What a filthy religion. What a goddamn filthy. It is not a religion. It is the president of the corporation of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It is a corporation cult, for-profit cult, that hides behind 501(c) nonprofit status, so its members can deduct their tithing, and then the Mormon Church washes the money and moves it into corporate America, and then starts to get interest and income. off of that money. So, the other problem is, in mixed LDS household, I left the church after 50 years. I have now a missionary wife, Mercy. She went on a mission to the Philippines. She still wears garments, and I won't sleep with Joseph Smith. Bard has boundaries. They're usually, low, like I told you, but no way. I'm not getting in bed with Joseph Smith, Brigham Young, or anybody else's underwear. She can wear the bra and panties or wear nothing, and, the Bard will accept that. She wants to wear garments in the daytime when, I don't have to deal with them. I don't care. That's her own business what underwear she wears. But at night, when we're married, she's not wearing Mormon underwear. How would you like to have your naked Jewish girl with a skull cap on? How would you like to have your Asian, or your Muslim wife in bed with her scarf on, covering her face? Well, she's ugly. You won't need a bag. I've had some beautiful wives, and boy, I'll tell you, when they put that damn garment on, probably 70-80% of their beauty is gone. And women love the Mormon church because, Jeannie was, Jeannie was probably 120 when I married her. She was a cheerleader. Janice probably was 110, 15. Mercy was 100. And so Mormon women start out with a cute little figure. Well, God, they get 5, 7, 8, 15 kids. Their bodies change. But see, under the garment, it doesn't show. So women love garments. And men have hated them. You marry a cute little cheerleader, here's my last comment, okay? I promise, this is my last comment. Try to go down on a beautiful cheerleader wearing garments. Okay, you've imagined it, and it's as bad as you imagine it. It's as bad as you imagine it. The penis can't find the vagina, and the tongue can't either. You need a forked tongue. You speak with forked tongue. But I guess it's better for women because you can stick the penis through the hole. And if she goes down, it's just the penis. Everything else, it's kind of like a surgical covering for an operation. So anyway, don't go down on her with garments. Behind, no. Front, barely. And the other thing, wives are such wonderful things. Their boobs and having sex with them, and they're covered up. They're covered up. Their vagina's covered up. Everything is covered up. Why marry them? You ought to just throw a pair of garments on the bed and hump the garments. Stuff it with a pillow. I don't know. Draw a little face on it. I don't know. But I do know the true order of prayer. Hey, lay, ale, or oh God, hear the words of my mouth 3 times. Don't cut my throat penalty. Don't tear my heart out penalty. And don't tear my guts out penalty before 1990. Oh, there's no fear and no cult guilt in the Mormon church. And the name of the second token of the Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarchal grip, or sure sign of the nail, is health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and the sinews, power of the priesthood, be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. One last comment on the garment. And I got to put this one in too. I've had some videos on here with Dallin Oaks. He signed my BYU degree. I told you, I keep trying to white it out, but I wake up in the morning, Jesus has scraped that son of a gun off. Anyway, if the power of the priesthood works, and you can heal people, and you're a general authority like Dallin Oaks, how come you don't have a voice? You got the flu. Can't the priesthood cure a simple cold, or even a hard flu? Jesus rose the dead. You can't even get Dallin Oaks off of a cold. So, the protection part of a garment. When I was in my 20s, I thought I was invincible, just like a teenager. And I would drive and engage in, some activity. I almost drowned once in the Provo River. on a tube. But, you know, wearing garments when you're tubing looks stupid. There goes the Mormons. They're going down the promo. Just the garments, okay? And then the other thing is, you think bullets are going to bounce off of you. And they've got you in a cult that is so insane. And I'm embarrassed that I'm that stupid. I'm embarrassed for 50 damn years, a half a century, that I thought bullets would bounce off of me. So anyway, the only thing that bounces off of garments are husbands and wives. It is the worst thing for a marriage. Anyway, there you go, Mormon Church. You got the bar's word. This bar's gone.